You're listening to the Complete Human podcast, hosted by co-founders Jana Breslin and Evan DeMarco. We share authentic conversations about wellness, longevity, personal growth, and biooptimization, along with inspiring stories that encourage community and social responsibility. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Good morning.
Good morning, Evan.
How you doing?
I'm great. I feel inspired right now.
Inspired?
Yeah.
Was it coffee?
Partially.
Partially.
Mostly because of this interview we just finished. I mean, wow, what an interview.
What an interview. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Complete Human podcast with your hosts,
Jana Breslin
and Evan DeMarco. As we've talked about biooptimization time and time again as part of this podcast, I think that we've really tried to explore the limitless potential of humanity. We've really tried to answer the question, what are we capable of doing? What boundaries, what frontiers are still out there for us to tackle? And our next guest really has made a career out of proving scientists, doctors, pretty much everybody wrong on what human beings are capable of. And I got to tell you, this guy's not just a testament to what human beings are capable of on the physical side. I think he's a testament to what human beings should be capable of on the emotional side. Mm-hmm. And so I think I came away from this one all sorts of tingly and all sorts of weird places. Maybe it's the cold therapy. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, he is amazing.
Yeah. So,
all right.
What's that?
All right. Well,
all right.
Should
so,
we do this? Yeah.
Yeah. Without further ado, Wim Hof.
The company is called Yes Theory. And they make documentaries. The last documentary we made, we had 12 million viewers.
Oh, really?
That's amazing. So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we got a message. We want to get it out.
That's the way to do it.
And that's the way to do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
It is. So is it nighttime where you are?
From?
We're in California.
Ah.
What
nice
about yourself?
Weather.
Yeah, well, yes. I guess I can't complain. The weather.
Look at you. You got a jacket on.
I know.
Hold on.
Is it cold or what?
Here's the issue, Wim, is we started this morning protocol where we do a sauna and then we go right into the cold plunge. And she's having a hard time acclimating. So we need you to walk her through some of the best techniques, because we do 3 minutes in a cold plunge at like 50 degrees. And she's freezing for 12 hours afterwards. I think you can help her with this.
You know what, though? I have to say, I am willing and wanting to do it. So I think my mental fortitude
There we go.
is there. But I
Great.
stay cold for hours sometimes afterwards. I have a hard time warming back up, and I'm kind of curious what that might be.
Yeah, whatever it will be, it is, for now, it is the core body temperature of yours, which is open too much to the surface, to the periphery. So when the cold comes in, normally it is being stored in the periphery. And the core body temperature, which is the functionality for the liver, the heart, the lungs and the brain, they need a equal temperature of, say, 37 degrees Celsius, which is kind of warm. It's warm, very warm. If it only 2 degrees differs, you call it hypothermic.
Mm-hmm.
Hypothermia, which is no good, because the blood, we are warm-blooded beings.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, the storage capacity of your body, good, but it's too open to the core. So it stores it up, and then the core body temperature, that's the little blood vessel mechanism around, should be more closed to maintain core body temperature, but it is not. But you can train it. And you better train it now while you are young and nice and okay. Then you still have the capacity to rehabilitate the vascular system. And the vascular system, that's the system that makes our blood flow going. And it needs to be able to open up and close well. And in your case, you got an indication now, hey, something is happening. I do not warm up, or the cold gets too much to my core.
Mm-hmm.
So then I say, now it's the time for you to practice. And say within 10 days, it's gone.
Oh, that's
You will
okay.
be able, you will be able to get the right contraction and dilatation of your vascular system up and running the way nature meant it to be. And that is flexibility. When it's cold, you store up, but you don't mix with the core.
Understood. So keep going. Don't stop.
Keep going. Oh,
Gotcha.
yes. And that's one. Two. Two is breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go in, alkalize your body. Alkalizing, you do 3 deep breathing. Just take a couple of minutes before you go in. And there you go, determined, with a determined mind. Let me tell you a little bit about the mind. Last study I did, because me going last 44 years into cold water on regular basis, I did my last study in Detroit, where in the brain scan, they put me in a brain scan, and I could only use my thought. I could not use any muscles or deep breathing. I could only use the power of my intention. That is the thought power, willpower. That is a neurosignal, a neurosignal. And it made me able to make cold water coming on the skin. And I commanded my skin, my body, for the skin temperature not to go down. Just by the power of the thought, which is a neurosignal. Now, through this breathing, you bring your body in an alkalized state. Alkalized state. That means pH is going up. And that's exactly what the body needs for the neurosignal to connect with the deep neurology. So before you go in, do breathing and have a neurosignaling, clarity of that. I am going into the cold. Do what I command the body to do, what the body is able to do. Because we are all able, as human beings, to go into cold water. Only we alienated so much from the cold by wearing clothes all the time. We destimulated the biochemistry. We destimulated all the mechanisms that are connected to the skin. It's never in contact with the cold. So it doesn't react. It's like a muscle, but it's not trained. So within 10 days, I promise you, if you keep on doing this now, you will be able to condition to the natural state, which is being able to stay for 3 minutes in cold water, no problem. Boom. That is our nature. And that is only, there is only the beginning. It's the foundation of our biochemistry going the right way. And then our neurosignaling, they call it the power of placebo, is no longer something abstract. It's now directly within your command. That's what we learn by going into cold, is going deliberately into stress. Thus, the neurosignaling is connecting with the neurology in all the body. And then the body is able to listen to what you want to say. Then in the rest of the day, when stress comes, suddenly your neurosignaling is there. You are able to defy stress coming in. Could be emotional, bacterial, viral, environmental, mental, whatever. It's all stress. It's coming on. And your neurosignaling, your mind is able, hey, stop. I'm here. And then it regulates inside the body, and you do not experience the stress negatively. You just channel it.
So you are
That is all
teaching.
new science.
Mhm. So you are
Yeah,
teaching your body to handle stress. You put yourself and you put your body and your system in a stressful state to get used to that so you don't get as stressed out easily with other things.
exactly. And we are doing the studies now with the University of San Francisco, UCSF, and that, US, no, what is University of California, San Francisco. That is UCSF. And with the best researchers on the DNA. So it even works, this neurosignaling, on our DNA. And we will show through horomesis, it's called horomesis, that is short, acute, self-inflicted stress. That is horomesis. It works like a vaccine.
Well, so
If you inflict a little bit of stress consciously, then you learn to connect with the stress mechanisms inside the brain, connected to the body. And when the real stress then is coming, your body is alerted. It's active. It's there, and it takes it on. And when bacteria then come on, and this is the immune system.
Jana Breslin here. As most of you know, I grew up playing sports which required lots of intensive training. A couple years ago, I switched to CrossFit style workouts, and let's just say my body has taken an absolute beating over the years. I remember waking up after heavy workouts, barely being able to get out of bed. I always added fish oil to my daily regimen for overall wellness and to help combat the post-workout muscle soreness, but my joints and muscles would still be sore for days. I needed something more than just omega-3 fish oil. That's why I take Complete Human PRM Response. This daily super supplement helps my body resolve inflammation quickly so I can live pain-free and keep training. I've been taking it for a while now, and my workouts are better, my recovery is faster, and overall I just feel great. I know we all need a good omega-3 product, and PRM Response is the next generation in omega-3 supplementation with unique pre-resolving mediators that help resolve inflammation quickly so we can get back in the game of life. Head on over to store.completehuman.com to try it 20% off with the code PRM20.
The immune system also through the horomesis exercising also goes up, way up. And then bacteria and virus have no chance because they are with the alerted immune system, it notices directly when the intruder is doing the wrong thing. So that's the whole trick. It's amazing. So simple. It's so simple and so accessible and scientifically endorsed. So there we are.
Right. I mean, this is free.
it's free. Okay. So let's take a
And
step
it's
back.
freedom.
It's free.
Independence.
And that's the funny thing, right? In this world of biohacking, which we hate that word, right? Because hacking is never a good thing. But biooptimization, when we look at this, people are spending millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on all these therapies, stem cells, laser light therapy, red light therapy. You, over the course of all of this time, have figured out it's just fucking breathing.
Yeah, it's what it is, and it even will lower the cost on your heater.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Take the cold shower.
So I did this last night in preparation for this because I was reading on the website and I was thinking about, cold showers. And then I started thinking about, the cost of heating water. And what I figured out is that if Americans alone, just the 330 million Americans, adopted the Wim Hof method, it would save the U.S. 758 super tankers worth of natural gas and heating water. Wim Hof, you might be just the greatest environmentalist of all time and not even know it. If people just stop taking hot showers and start taking cold showers.
How many?
758 large supernatural, like the supernatural gas tankers, which is 4.9 million cubic feet per tanker worth of natural gas. So you are effectively taking billions of cubic feet worth of natural gas out of the environment.
That's a good
just
number.
By taking cold showers.
Yes, sir. And it is there. And it gives back health. It gives back the optimization of our cardiovascular system. And that tackles the problem of the killer number one in our society, which is cardiovascular related diseases.
Yep.
It's what it does. I mean, we are all having 70,000 miles of blood vessels. That means capillaries, arteries, and veins. They contain millions of little muscles. If you use the cold shower, then you stimulate those millions of little muscles. Then the blood flow goes much better to the cells. The nutrients, oxygen, and the vitamins get a lot better to the cells, means a lot more energy. And you know what? The heart rate goes down 20 to 30 beats a minute, 24 hours a day. And then cortisol will be out of the body. No stress hormone anymore. This is a big problem. This creates arteriosclerosis, which is killer number one in our society. So,
and it leads to a
cold shower a
dysfunction.
day. Yes, a cold shower a day keeps the doctor away.
Nice. So Wim, let's take a step back. I mean, I think by and large, most people know who you are, but for the rest of the world who's lived under a rock, let's please just take a step back in time and, introduce yourself to our audience and tell us how the hell you decided that this was the path that you were going to take.
How the hell, how to heaven. Yeah, man. I think a world where they think it is normal that there is war, poverty, famine, abuse, cruelty to animals, pollution, and so forth, I think it is a sick world. I think it is a world that needs to be stopped. And if you can't take them on who inflict this or whatever is inflicting this, because it's a wrongdoing. It's a wrongdoing to us ourselves, and we don't know it. It's an ignorance alive, and it keeps on going. Somebody needs to wake up that ignorance and get it into the understanding that we are born to be happy, strong, and healthy. That we are born to love where we live, who we are, and that we are able to guarantee happiness, strength, and health to our children. Not what is happening right now. Too much anxiety, too much fear, too much wrongdoings, competition, killing your enemy. Hey, man, it's all my brothers, all my sisters. There are no borders anymore. They created in the mind the borders. We are humans on this planet. We should now stop this lining out. This is mine and this is yours. It's all us living together. We breathe the same air. We live in the same energy. Pollution in the US is pollution for Europe, and vice versa, and so forth, and so forth. Globalization. We are able to go past any frontier, and my brother might be in Korea, or in Russia, or in Pennsylvania, or in Brazil. More than my own family, because I feel much more I mean, it's gone. It's gone, this different countries and different religions, and therefore killing each other. The Christians kill the Muslims kill the Christians. It's over. We have to find a new way. How to get in, as you say, bio-optimizing, how to get into our bodies and using our mind through science, which is a language that anybody can understand, which goes past any religion or cultural difference. That is science. The mother in Baghdad sees the same as the mother in New York. So that language will show that we are able, with the tools born with, to guarantee our happiness, strength, and health for ourselves, and then and for our children. And then we get a happy world. Because who does not want happiness? You see, it's quite, but we have to provide the tools. And this is what I do through science. And this is what we together now are doing through this podcast.
Yeah.
This is our work. We bring light in the darkness. We bring relief in anxiety. We bring strength in weakness and hopelessness. That's what we do. And we do good. We are strong, determined, and confident. And we bring on the science, and we let the best top researchers on the building stones of life, which is DNA, work with us. They work with us, and very soon we have indisputable evidence that we are able to influence into the deepest and to become much more independent of outside forces, just to be unconditionally happy, strong, and healthy. Because that's love.
Well said, man. Well said.
Absolutely.
So, I've got a question, because you and or all of us have similar goals, right? Like, just that is our thing, is we want to inspire and educate towards a better world. So as we talk about things, we talk about fixing the self so that the self can be happy and strong and healthy to help fix the world. And we use a lot of diagnostic tools to do that, right? Like telomeres and mitochondrial function and all the things. And I've had myself probably tested as much as you, but I'm really curious, how often are you getting tested with all of these diagnostic tools, telomeres, all of that? Like, what does your lab work look like? Are you just a freak? Like,
Yeah, maybe a lab freak. I don't know. Whenever, for example, today I got a Dr. Kevin Tracy from New York. He's a great immunologist. He is probably the greatest health worker in New York, with the big institute, being the director, professor, etc. So he's got a lot of laureates. He wants to work on me, with me. And I tell him, any scientist, I challenge them to, hey, invite me. I will show that the existent dogma of what we medically are able to do, we can crush it. When I say happy, strong, and healthy, it's not just a philosophical. Happiness is the mastery or the neurological connection at will to control the hormonal system. We have shown this in science. So that's happiness over the dopamine, the cannabinoids, the serotonin, the endorphins, all the and the opioids. Opioid crisis, for example, in the world takes trillions. Now, we found a way to tap into the endocannabinoid system, which is about opioids and cannabinoids. We now found it in brain scans that they don't want to know. I know. Yeah, I'm a freak. You know why?
Awesome.
Because I look for the truth. I'm a freak because I'm looking for the truth. Because the lies should not rule. And this is what is going on right now. We got systems that are maintaining war, anxiety, poverty, and all these things. And it keeps on going as if it is normal. It's crazy. They are not only freaks, they are dangerous lunatics.
There you go.
But I put that aside. Let's go from happiness to health. Health is showing now in science. We were injected with bacteria, and then it showed that we were the first ones in medical science, medical history, to show that the autonomic nervous system can be deeply influenced. With that, the immune system and the endocrine system, the hormonal system. We showed that so much that the bacteria, which sickened 16,134 people before my 12 people, which I trained within 4 days, to take on the injection, and 12 people within a quarter of an hour had a control over the bacteria on the reaction on the immune system. And then it showed that the inflammatory markers, because the blood was taken, are the same as the COVID. So we are able in a natural way, and now I get into this politics and bollocks, all what they are saying about COVID and this blockages everywhere. We got the science. And we, in 2014, we showed that in the best medical papers of the world, scientific papers. We changed the books in the university that we are able to tap into the immune system so deep, never thought possible to be at will done by humans. And now it's there. That is health. Health is the ability to heal, to tap into the immune system deeply, and to prevent inflammation of burning you alive in fever and all these things like COVID, like bacteria do. Oh, that's that. And then you get strength. Strength, we show in metabolic studies how to influence, say, what you just mentioned, mitochondria. Mitochondrial oxygen tension, not only in the normal cells, but also in the non-accessible, considered by medical science, the lymphatic system. We showed increasing almost instantly the oxygen tension, mitochondrial oxygen tension inside the lymphatic system, thought of inaccessible by humans. And now it's done. And the function of the lymphatic system is to cleanse, to take on garbage until you got the time to cleanse. But it was thought of inaccessible. So a lot of people walk with a lot of biochemical residue long time. And that gets back into the system, then they become sick. But now when you know how to clean the garbage, you just take it out, like the garbage at home. You take it out. Otherwise, it's going to stink. It's not nice. You know, as simple. So happiness, strength, and health is really scientifically researched and seen by all these scientists that we have a much greater possible innate control awaiting. And this is what we need to bring to the people so they can take away their own anxiety in this fear-mongery, what is going on.
Yeah, well said. Very well said. So there's a million questions that we could ask you, and you've been asked them all 1,000 times, right? So I don't want to get into the redundancy of all of this stuff, but I do want to talk a little bit about, you know, how the alkaline system of breathing really works. Because I think Americans have been so spoon-fed that drink alkaline water. It's the healthiest water that you can do. But really, is it the water, or is it how your body's pH responds according to what it is that you want it to do that really helps it become resilient against, you know, against all the things that we're talking about right now?
Yes, this is what happens when you do these breathing exercises. The pH level of the pH level goes so much high up that it activates the adrenal axis, and the adrenal axis is measured. It spikes with this breathing technique. It spikes, then it comes back, but then already it has resetted the body, and in the body there is a certain kind of healthy pH level. But because of our stress and the wrong foods and whatever is going on, it has affected our pH level. And if that takes a long time, then it deregulates our systems, deregulates the gene expressions, the DNA, all these systems, actually. That is logical. We need a natural, right pH level. So what we do in these breathing techniques is bringing up the pH level so much that adrenaline shoots out, resets the body, and then alerts the immune system, endocrine system, lymphatic system, the vascular, all the systems to be natural. And now you got that control. And how can you measure this? If you take a little paper which you use for the swimming pool or anything like that to measure the pH levels, you can take it, you yourself, pee on it or saliva, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all fluids from the body. So you use that, you do it before the breathing, you spit on it or something, or you pee on it, whatever. And then you do the breathing, and then afterwards you do it again. And yeah, you see a huge difference. And that huge difference is simply to show you, hey man, this works.
This works.
So this works, and that it is.
And I think one of the mechanisms of action that we've talked a lot about on our show is the release of acetylcholine into the system, because it's fight or flight, right? So when you spike in adrenaline, the return to homeostasis is a flood of acetylcholine in your system. So are you really optimizing brain function in a lot of ways with this breathing, as well as that return to homeostasis?
Yes, acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter for performance, and it functions well when the body is alkaline. Alkalinity is the biochemical environment for performance neurotransmitter acetylcholine, and that shows if I make it's good for the brain for anything. Besides of that, if you know how to activate the adrenal axis, it doesn't stay a long time. It's only spiking to reset the body. That's all. But what happens is that you learn to go into the deepest part of your own brain. And you do that consciously. That means that we go past our conditioned mind, the confines of it, and then you are able to neurologically make pathways to the brainstem. If you are able to do that, then you are able to go into any place else of your own brain. And then I say to the people, learn to own your own mind. Not 16% at will, but 100. And this is what we have shown in brain scans, how to activate through these breathing techniques 100% of our brainstem.
Wow.
And then it's been shown in German, one of the two best brain scans of the world. It's like, it's there. The evidence is there. It's only for us. It's like the baby in our hands. There's nothing wrong with the little legs, but the neurological pathways are yet not set. That's why it's not able to walk. Our neurological pathways with the inside of our brain are yet not set. That's why we cannot use the unlimited power of our own mind. And it gets boring because we always go the same circles. We want to go into the unlimitedness of it all. And that's our nature. And we have learned in our school to narrow down our minds to serve a system that is not serving us. It's serving pollution, companies, inequality, tension, war, name it. And that now needs to stop. So, because nobody is listening if I begin to rant about these motherfuckers who are trying to kill the planet for us and our children, that's why I go to science. And then I show, hey man, I could not find it in the books. So I went into nature. I began to challenge my body. I did things in nature thought of physiologically impossible. And now it is science that suddenly I found a way to beat inflammation, which kills in the West 70 million people a year. If Corona is able to get to 1 million, that is a lot. 70 million a year.
Yeah.
And we are able to show how to suppress the inflammatory markers in 15 minutes. This is what these breathing techniques do. So getting into the mind, being able to get into the deepest through breathing techniques is already proven. That it is not out there is because I don't know why it is. I don't know why that is.
Because the pharmaceutical companies can't make a buck doing it.
Right.
Hey, man, they are the buck.
Yeah.
They are the buck within us. It's a sick society. Let me tell you that. But now comes on top of that, the ability to go within the deepest part of the brain was unknown. But these breathing exercises, they do it. They do it. They bring the blood flow so deep and the neurological activity so deep alive at will, because you are the one who is doing it. More than within 10 minutes, more than somebody who is doing 4 hours of mindfulness for years.
Wow.
You see the effect? That is accessible, it's effective, it's for free. And that's why I call it freedom. It's independence. It's Independence Day every day. It's freedom. You are the owner of your own mind. And nobody in the world, nobody wants not to be happy. If they got the tools to be happy and strong and healthy, they're going to be happy, man. Fuck the cars, fuck the houses. I'm happy as I am. I'm strong, I'm healthy. There I am. That's my soul. Don't touch it ever anymore. This is what I say to the history, full of war, cruelty, etc., insensitivity, abuse, all that. Out of here. This is the time that we together, that's why we are talking, bring sense back to the people through science. Now comes one step more, is that first I showed it and I just teach people, and then they show it in brain scans. This is the way it goes. And then now through the brain, through these breathing exercises, we are able to tap into the deepest of the brain, and 100% neural activity, 100, not 99, 100. Boom, disco, all the brain. Boom. That's what, yeah, man, that's what they called it. These German doctors, you know, German doctors, Germans, they are making good vacuum cleaners and technical shit and that and all. If they get inside your brain, man, and they say it's a disco, man, this is the first time they are dancing.
Yeah, so, that's true. Very true.
But this is like a joke, you know. I also love them, you know, like the instructors in Germany. But now in Detroit, I came to Detroit, Wayne State University, Department of Psychiatry, with Professor Vaibhav Divakar and Professor Otto Music. And we did in the brain scan, and just could use my thought. So my thought, my intention, that was all I could use. Because when you go in a brain scan, you cannot do no muscle traction. You can't do deep breathing, because then the images become blurred. You don't see. So they tell you, don't do anything, otherwise we have no image. So that's the way I was in the brain scan. And then they released cold water upon my body. And then I showed how to make the skin temperature not going down. Why? Because I have learned to set neurological pathways with the deepest part of my brain, which is able to take care of heat, of cold, of stress, of pain, and bring euphoria instead.
It's incredible.
So it deals with the stress effectively just by thought. Physically, it deals physically, your thought. That is the new power of our mind. That is the tool I want to pass on to those who are listening, who are in stress, who are depressed, who are whatever is going on, and it's not nice. Life should be great, nice, happy, every day, full of purpose. The soul is like the sun. That's who you are. And so, because nobody listens to that shit, that's why I went through these brain scans, the blood proof, comparative studies, and all. And now I'm into the DNA study. But in Detroit, they say this is a transformational technique that will change mental health care. And that is needed in this world. Mm-hmm. This is where we are at. So first, it is done through breathing. Going into the cold is inflicting stress upon you. But because you are doing it, you create by neurosignaling, neurological pathways with the stress mechanisms in the body who are able to deal, to cope with the stress coming in. And then at a certain moment, you, of course, you know it. Your neurosignal, which is your thought, is physical. And the physicality, you know how to activate, they come together. When they come together, you become the master of your mind and body. And it's amazing. What would you like for real? Would it be 10 cars or happiness? Would it be a building or health? You know, you got to live somewhere and that's nice, but you don't need compensation because you are unconditionally happy, strong, and healthy. That is when you would be the master of your mind and body. And now we found ways to not hack, but optimize.
Well, and look, Wim, imagine the world that we would live in if everybody thought that, right? Like that happiness is a breath away. It's not a car away. It's not a house away. It's not a vacation away. It's just a breath away. Like, what does that do? Like the collective ability for us to start to solve the fundamental problems of our lives by not focusing on exterior things like cars and houses and all that, but just like, hey, let's fix the world. Let science drive the proof that we have it in ourselves to be everything that we ever wanted to be.
Yes. So if we,
You're a magic
through
man.
the history have been made, life is magic. And that's what the way we should feel it.
Yes.
And understand it and perceive it. Then that's what we pass on to our children. And now it's the time. It's time to take the bullshit out of here and bring happiness, strength, and health in. And it's a process of transition. The transition of the old way of thinking to the new way of thinking based on science. And it will take some time, but we are doing it right now. We are doing it right now, bringing this out to so many more. And they bring it out to so many more. Only if we show that it is evidence-based, that it is not just philosophy, that it is through science showing rigid data that it is so, that we have much more power possible awaiting, born with, to be awakened within us and to be at will, in control, to become happy, strong, and healthy.
When did we forget it?
What a world would that be? Yeah. Amazing.
Absolutely. So when did we forget it? When did human beings forget that we had this power?
It's not that we forgot. It's that the neurology now, this is an iPhone. And 50 years ago, when the Apollo project was going to the moon, Houston, Cape Canaveral, the rocket or physical, the immaterial, the moonshot, everything, the whole thing was less bytes than this. And now we have evolved. And this is the reflection of our state, of our neurology in our mind. It is like 10 times more than the people in the Middle Ages. From the outside, we look, hey, look, that is my forefather of 20 generations ago. There, he looks the same. But inside, it all changed. Our neurology is now capable, the traffic of our neurology is now capable to enter into any part of the brain. This was not before. Now it is. And we are here just to provide people that knowledge, that understanding, and simple, hey man, you don't need 20 years of yogic training. A half hour of breathing and you feel it, because it was all the time waiting for you to do it. And it's, once again, scientifically, it's already there. The innovations. In 2014, I was the first one to show, that is not me, fucking ego, saying this, but somebody's got to stand up and do this. In 2014, I was there, And I showed for the first time with my conviction, together with scientists, that the autonomic nervous system and the innate immune system can deeply be influenced. And I showed it. And then I said, hey, you are the Iceman. You are an anomaly, a freak of nature. I said, no. Okay, that could be. But I know that everybody is capable of what I just have shown, which was unprecedented. And then I took a group of people, I trained them 4 days, and I told you already before, they were all 100% score able to defy the bacteria injected, whereas 16,134 people all became sick. The same bacteria, same experimental model. So there we changed science in a comparative study, fundamentally different than anything before, because the autonomic nervous system could not be influenced, the innate immune system could not be influenced, and the hormonal system could not be influenced. And now, robustly, there, boom, and that's it. We there opened a new chapter for humanity toward awakening to innate capacities everybody is born with. And let me say, it's time to wake up. As you can see, what confusion and anxiety, economic blockage. I mean, where is the happiness? Where is it all? Where is it all? Who's going to show the way? That's us.
That's us.
We are humans, and we, through the common sense, are able to direct the new way.
And we like to consider ourselves being freaks for that, right? Like it takes a freak to say that the status quo doesn't work, that everybody's wrong, you know,
conspiracy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Like I like being that, right?
I say, you know?
Yeah. And so let's talk a little bit right now. I'd love to give our listeners, you know, obviously we want them to start to follow some of the stuff that you do, and we're going to direct them to your site, but let's talk a little bit about, you know, focusing on the innate immune system in the world of COVID. Everybody's freaked out about it, but there is a real ability with the Wim Hof method to activate natural killer cells, to activate the innate immune system.
Exactly. There you got it.
So
we showed in 2014. Yes, I will talk. In 2014, I go back to the bacteria, the E. coli bacteria. And E. coli bacteria can be lethal. So we were injected with a part of a E. coli bacteria. The immune system sees that as a real bacteria. It's a real part, but it is not like the real bacteria. It's an experimental model. It's like a piece of COVID works on the immune system as if it is real. Now, what is the damaging factor of COVID? That is the cytokine storm. The cytokine storm, those are inflammatory markers. They begin everywhere. And then fluid comes in and you get a pneumatic edema. That is COVID at the worst. But it begins with symptoms. And those symptoms of inflammation, we are absolutely at the beginning of the symptoms of COVID, able to suppress them. And this is what we have shown in 2014. We showed how to suppress the interleukin, number 1, number 6, number 8, and number 11, which are the damaging factors at play with COVID. So we showed that. And I don't know why they don't take it up, but I keep on just saying it. It's evidence-based. It's in the best of papers, and they don't pick it out. They want people in fear. They want people to wear mouth caps. They want people to social distance as an unnatural thing going on. That's what they want to control them. And they don't talk about how to possibly boost your own immune system in a natural way. We showed it all. So if I talk about COVID, it's quite clear. Wherever COVID begins, it's like a fire. If your immune system, through these techniques, these tools, very accessible, very effective, and scientifically endorsed, If it begins, it's like a fire. Then with a alerted system through these techniques, it notices directly the beginning of the fire, the inflammation, and it shuts it down. It suppresses it within 15 minutes. And that is the truth about COVID. Prove me wrong, guys. Any doctor listening, you come up with the arguments, because I love criticism, to polish the diamond of the truth. But we got the evidence, and we got it reproduced. We made it a bigger study. It's into publishing. Yes.
Wim, I'm curious, when was the last time you got sick?
I just don't get sick. And when
never gotten an illness. Never.
No. I mean, I go every day into cold water. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I seek the stress, not of a disease coming to me to teach my immune system. No, I seek stress through cold, which is also, I am being under attack every day. So my system is highly alert. When then bacteria or virus comes, or a deregulation of my immune system, my highly alert metabolism, physiology says, well, what's this?
We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
So one of the things that we hear a lot about in kind of this resilience therapy is the contrast concept, hot to cold, but you've never really been a big fan of the heat. I'd love for you to explain a little bit about your focus more on just the cold versus the contrast.
Yes. I mean, if you go into a sauna, like the heat, and then into the cold, then you passively go into the heat. Then your body warms up, and then you cool it down. It's like you are not there. When you go just into the cold, then you have to man up or to woman up. You have to go in.
I feel attacked.
Yes, you got it. Yeah, man, this is a man's world. Fuck you. It's a human's world. Women, man, humans. This is the time, no politics anymore, no differences, no religious differences or cultural differences. We are humans all. We only want one thing, to be happy, strong, and healthy. The rest is all differences and cars and properties and countries and I'm going to kill you, I'm going to take you over, and then stop it. Going alternating in cold and heat is like taking on the thermal elements passively. If you go into the cold, when the cold is there, then you learn to ignite, to neurologically connect with the stress mechanisms to prepare yourself to go into the cold. It's a great teacher. So I did that. I did that all the time. And then after my marathon, Beyond the Polar Circle in January, in short, I thought, I did it all in the cold. Let me now go into the heat. Because cold is temperature. Temperature is a thermal mechanism controlled by a thermal mechanism inside the brain, which is the hypothalamus. So if I'm able to make my veins, just take a detail, my veins constrict at will to be able to maintain core body temperature in the cold severely, like for hours and hours and hours, then I should be able to open them up as well for hours and hours and hours. Okay, I'm not a marathon runner, but I did 3 marathons, one on Mount Everest on 5,000 meters, like 15,000 feet, one in the cold and one in the heat. That was in the desert without drinking, and it worked. I was able to do that, and those are the 3 marathons I did in my life, because I don't like running too much. So, but that challenged me, and I took it on in my mind half a year later that I did the marathon Beyond the Polar Circle. I did it in the Namib desert without drinking. And a physiologist was there to measure me up. They saw me losing 5.2 liters of water. but still my core body temperature remained the same. It remained the same beyond the polar circle as in the heat of the desert without drinking.
That's
That is
amazing.
Wow.
control over the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain thought of inaccessible by humans at will to control. And now it's there. And now it's, the hypothalamus is not only control the thermal receptions and all, but also emotion. It's directly connected to the amygdala, to the hippocampus, to those areas of survival, the periaqueductal gray, the brainstem, and all that. It's all there. We have not learned how to tap into that. And that's why we got so much depression, because nobody wants to be depressed. They only do not know how to tap into their own brain and outbalance what is out of balance.
I bet the
So
I
the
bet the
heat,
company that makes Prozac
I love
hates
the
you.
heat.
You love the
Oh
heat.
yeah, they will be depressed after this is going to be implemented.
Well,
After this podcast is out, and people, I get so many emails of people who say that their life has completely changed from the dark and getting back into the light and thanking me from the heart. That's a blessing for the soul. And that's why I do these things. That's why I'm so adamant. That's why I keep on until I die and beyond, because the soul is eternal. It doesn't break. It lives forever. I have no fear.
well, and that's I'm glad you said that, because that's why we do what we do. This isn't we've got millions of
I
people
know.
that follow
That's
us.
why we
It's
talk
not,
together.
yeah, we're not in this for money. It's like we need to change humanity. It's not about cash. It's like the millions of people that choose to follow us, they do it because this is our labor of love. Like, we want to change the world. And it's so easy.
The
It's
label of
just
love. I love it.
fucking breathing.
And it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to change.
Yeah, it is time to change. And we are going to bring it. We keep on going until it's completely done. So that everybody knows how to change their paradigm, how to learn to own their own mind, how to become independent. Freedom is here and now. Now it's a great time. It's COVID. We are arrested. Suddenly our toys are taken away. Oh, and now we are depressed. No, this is the time to wake up to the power in the moment, here and now, and to make yourself happy, strong, and healthy wherever you are, because you got the tools.
Yeah.
You got the ability. You are born with it. It's the soul that is demanding your presence here and now. Take on the lesson and defy the politics and the bollocks and the pharmaceuticals and anybody who thinks they need you, who you think you need them. You don't need them. You need your happiness. You need your health and your strength. And it's all inside. Now it's the opportunity. Take them on. What is the enlightenment? I never asked this, but what is your take on that? And please say it in one sentence. I told him, oh, okay, here it comes. I just be happy, strong, and healthy, because the rest is bullshit. So get rid of the bullshit, and there you are. Now we got all the evidence. So it's up to you. It's a choice. No dogma. It's a choice. We want you, in all our love, to love yourself, love the planet, give guaranteed love to your children, and really be strong about it. There
Pretty
we
simple, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, and
Yes.
actually, so where can people start this? Is it as simple as getting in a cold shower in the morning instead of the hot? Is it a few breathing exercises before they go to work? Where can people actually begin to implement this into their daily life?
Now, you begin first to understand what we have been saying here and look it up, verify for yourself. Is this that what makes my speculation, my doubt going away? That's the first thing. Because your mind is neurological investment. The neurosignal needs to connect with the neurology of your body. And then you become the master of your body and your mind. And we have shown this now, but you got to understand the principle that it has been shown that it is there. And then when you begin to think, then don't think anymore. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that, because you will not be able to do it. But you can do it based on evidence. It's done. It's there. It's on your door. And then I say, go to my website, not to sell anything, because we got a free app developed. We pay a lot to develop this app. And it shows how the breathing is done, how the cold shower needs to be approached, what the cold means to the body, what the breathing means to the body, to the deep physiological processes of brain and body, to the lymphocytes, to the immune system, to DNA even. It shows it. And then in the end, it's for you to take it on and not mind about it anymore, because we did that all. We got through the science. You don't need to mind anymore. It works. And then your body becomes in this alert biochemical state, because you are the alchemist. You are the one to bring it into the right pH level, right biochemistry. And then the neurosignaling is going to make sense in the body. This is called interoception. It's called top-down regulation. Psychology over physiology. This is the new study I did with the Detroit psychiatry department. And they say this is a transformational technique that will change mental health care. So much coming. We have found the way. And that it needs a transition, all the thinking. You see the world, the way it looks like, what they do with it all, and how they go around us, and how they try to sell us that we all need vaccines. We need to change our paradigm. We need to change our lifestyle. This time, it's not based on hope. It's based on the techniques and a choice of yours to become happy, strong, and healthy. It's no longer abstract. The soul, it's time for the soul to be timeless. It's like when you are in love, you are started because you are loved. You're not thinking anymore then. You are driven. You fly. That is the soul. And so you should love life. So strong it should and can be felt. That is who we are by nature's law.
I love it.
Love it too. Super inspiring.
Wim, here's the challenge, right? Like, we could talk to you until the end of time because there's so much value here, but we gotta like go. We gotta go breathe. I gotta go throw her in a cold pool.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All in favor for practice.
Yeah.
Leave the blah blah and go into the practice. And then get your belief going that from now on, every day, happy, strong, healthy. I'm going to be the rest of the day. And if bullshit is blocking me, I'm going to get it out of my system in any way. I make that deal every day. I'm a man on a mission, and I'm winning.
Good. And we want to
Yes.
join
love.
the mission and help you win.
Yes. Help Wim win.
Help
I know.
win.
I know we got consensus.
Yeah.
Consensus. We are alike. We are the future. We are the love. Love is the future.
Love is the future.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just spent the last hour with the incredible Wim Hof. You guys can follow all of his exploits. You've seen all of the things that he's done. He's broken so many records. He's done all these things. But I think the one thing that permeates what he does time and time again is his love of spirit, his love of soul, and his love of this message. And most importantly, guys, there's a lot of people out there in this biohacking, biooptimization world who want to sell you something. This is a guy that wants to give it away. He wants to give the love away. So help him, help us, create this mission to change the world so that, there are no more lines on a map. There are no more colors or religions or sexes. It's just people loving and breathing together for the betterment of humanity. Wim Hof, you are an inspiration. You're a genius. We love you so much. Thank you so much for being on our show.
You. This was amazing.
Thank you. Yes, it was amazing. Hey, beautiful people, thank you for being.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a time.
Talk to you later, Wim.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.